Welcome back to the pregame here, westbranchfootball.com. It is the Bearcast. Time now for our Hodge Construction Player Profile. Tonight it is Matt Shawver. And Matt, wide receiver, defensive back on this Bears team. 42-7 win over Lisbon Friday night into Saturday morning. Talk a little bit about what that was like. What was the mental aspect for the team having that weather delay and then having to come back Saturday morning to finish the contest?
Well, we haven't really experienced anything like that per se in the past. Last year at Lisbon, we had the 30-minute lightning delay, but we were able to get right back to it right away. But having to take a whole night to kind of think about what you got to do, some ways it hurt, but I think overall it helped us out. We were able, Drew Finnegan going down, we were able to motivate ourselves to come out fired in the second half.
Well, you'd lost Drew, and you had the chance overnight to have him diagnosed, and you learned Saturday morning before the contest. What was that like? What was the team's reaction to the news that he was going to be out for the year?
I mean, it's just so unfortunate to have a kid that loves football and he's been playing all his life, to have a kid go down and not be able to play his senior year. I mean, I can't even think about what he's going through right now, but I think he's handling it pretty well, and he's really taking it upon himself to really help us out and kind of coach the other guys who are filling in the spots and stuff. So.
Well, looking at things from that game Friday night, Saturday morning, offensively, the first couple drives, looked like you were working into it a little bit. Did it seem like the guys were pretty relaxed, or did you have to maybe tell them, hey, we're going to get this thing going here, don't worry out there?
Yeah, the first quarter, people having first game jitters, and Cooper Koenig was coming in, first game as a Bear, and I'm sure he was all over the place, and so was Jake Evans said he was kind of nervous, but I feel like after we kind of got going, I feel like things kind of settled in smoothly to how we're used to playing.
Well, you mentioned Cooper, and it seemed like his first couple throws he was maybe a little too hot, a little behind guys, but he really settled in. Talk about how he's really fit in to this team and become an integral part of this Bear offense.
Well, it's really hard to replace Lucas Lamont from last year. I mean, he was dead on accurate, and he was smart, and he knew the game, and I think Cooper's really lived up to what he's been doing, and I think he's going to be a great part of our success for the year.
Well, you've kind of become the go-to wide receiver, kind of the big play guy. Talk about what that's like, knowing that if you get into a situation, Coach Kiley might look to you to really bust things open and get that team fired up, breaking that big play like you did with the 65-yard Friday night.
I try not to think about it too much. At the end of the day, we're just all playing football, having fun. Try to just do what I can, do the little things right, and usually it works out.
Well, you all get to play a lot on the defensive side of the ball as well, and looked like Lisbon was able to find a couple of things early on, but talk about how the team was able to respond and the types of things that they were looking to do that really made the difference, especially in that second half.
Yeah, they had one formation that we hadn't really prepared for, and they were really handling us well in that first quarter with that, and we adjusted with our lightning delay and our night to think about it. We really adjusted, and we changed up our formations, and we were able to shut it down.
And then Friday night, I think a lot of people were pretty excited when Big Cole Tysinger throws that left mid out, makes the interception. Were you surprised to see how nimble the big guy was out there?
I knew he has hands, We were going to put him at receiver a couple times, but yeah, he made a great play. I remember during practice, we knew they'd be running those screens, and every single time I remember him, he'd always read it well, and he'd drop back, and he'd always be there to knock it down, and this time he was able to get the pick.
Well, tonight is the throwback game. You get West Liberty to come in here. Talk a little bit about what you're expecting here from the Comets in this rivalry contest.
They're obviously not too happy about Cooper Koenig moving over and Derek Sparks, new freshman, moving over. And I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, and we got to come prepared and not overlook anything and take it right to them.
Well, it's going to be a great contest wearing those purple uniforms, and we like to focus on some other things that you do besides out here on the football field. Matt, talk a little bit about some of the other activities. I know especially some of the show choir and fine arts that you're really involved in. Talk about some of those.
Yeah, I'm in. I do show choir and band, marching band, jazz band, and I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. It's good to be well-rounded and help out the community, do a lot of things. So.
And it's great to be able to get up there and perform in more than one way. Yeah. Do you see some of the show choir moves helping you out on the football field ever?
Yeah, a little bit here and there, but
we'll give some credit to Mr. Reed. How's that sound?
All right, sounds good.
You are a senior here on this team, and I know that it is a long ways away. Before you know it, though, your time here at West Branch will be done. Have you thought at all about what's going to happen after you're done and what you're going to be doing at this time next fall?
I've thought about coming back and helping out coaching. I know Cole Kelly came back, and Cole Cook came back last year, helped with basketball and stuff, and now he's helping on the youth sports. And I've kind of been around coaches and stuff my whole life, and I feel like that's something I'd want to do in my future.
Well, Matt, it should be a great contest tonight against West Liberty. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is Matt Shawver. He is tonight's Hodge Construction Player Profile. We'll be back with more of the pregame right after this. This is the Bearcast at westbranchfootball.com.